Hey everybody, thought I'd do a little quick update here. I haven't put anything out for a while, so the growth has just been exploding out here. Got a new tomato plant here that we bought. The wife bought at the store. She wanted to try a different variety. I don't even remember what it is. And there's our artichokes, growing well. Basil with some parsley, stuff against the fence over here. Blueberries taking off. Seems to like it. Poor old Charlie Brown down here just gave me one pea this morning. That was it. I guess he's fizzled out. Planted some more. Let's see what happens. Here's my green beans. What started off with to be 6 plants turned into about 18 after I figured that they weren't going to make it. Well, the 6 made it. So the rest of them took off as well. They're, as you can see, starting to climb up the trellis. Pretty good. These are spaghetti squash, and they're starting to produce some pretty good sized fruits. I got one down in there. I had another one that actually got stuck in the wire, and as I tried to get it out carefully, it snapped off the vine, so lost it. There's plenty more where that one came from. So you got little ones here. I'm having to hand pollinate these, which I'm not enjoying, but oh well. Pinto beans, watermelon, carrots. There's a row of redhead lettuce down in there somewhere. The carrots are kind of covering up. And the rest of my lettuce. Onions, garlic, all growing well. Here's my massive zucchini. This thing is just huge. It's got to be 4 or 5 feet across and almost 4 feet high. And just absolutely loaded with fruit. This is another one that I'm having to hand pollinate because I just don't have any bees around, and they're not pollinating well. Yellow squash. Took a bunch off it this morning. That's another yellow squash. My cabbage are starting to head up really well. You'll actually see by this open space right here, there used to be 2 more cabbage. If I can get out of the way, that we harvested this morning. So corned beef and cabbage for dinner tonight. Some more onions. I went back in that area right there that had the cabbage in it. I put some Lincoln peas. So a snap pea. Let's go in the greenhouse real quick. Get by all the weeds, get by all the yellow jackets. As you can tell, the tomatoes are absolutely loving it in here. Been able to keep the temperatures down to under 100 degrees inside. I think that's the key. But we're just loaded with tomatoes everywhere. I think I've decided that the front row, which I wasn't sure what variety they were, I'm thinking that they're Brandywines. By the shape of the fruit, they're starting to get some spotting on them. And they're just they just look like a Brandywine to me. By the way, that pole up there, that's 7 feet off the ground. So these plants are 6 feet, and there's just tomatoes, flowers everywhere. We're gonna have so much we're not gonna know what to do with, which is a good problem to have. That's my habanero. Last time you saw it, it was probably about 6 inches high. We're pushing 18 inches high out, and starting to get little buds all over it. I know the tomato, which I think is also a Brandywine. My massive cucumber. I've probably pulled 20-25 cucumbers off of it. Starting to make our own pickles. So I've got it all the way up to the top, and it's looped back down around, and I'm going to start following this little string trellis here. My freshwater reservoir, which, as you can see, there's a pipe now that I can fill from the outside instead of trying to drag a hose in here. I can just hook a hose up to the outside of it, fill it up. When it's done, turn it off. So there's the fill valve. The other thing I did too is I didn't like having to turn everything off to drain and change the nutrients in the reservoir. So what I did down here is I added a couple of T's and a valve, a couple of valves. The one that's in the back, this one back here, is the one that's actually feeding the system right now. I can turn that one off, open that one up, and by doing that, leave the pump running, goes up to that tube. I can take that, put it into a 5-gallon bucket, drain my reservoir. When I get done, unplug the pump, mix everything back up, and fill it back up. This tomato is one of the beefsteaks, and there are just some massive tomatoes growing in here. This entire cluster. Got it all supported with just the little tomato clips and some string. Extremely heavy. Another big cluster of tomatoes back in here. And of course it just goes on and on. You got more flowers, more growth. More going to be starting up in here. Plus up on the top. And even in the middle. Here's my tallest plant. It's well over 6 feet. There's flowers everywhere. It's only got a few tomatoes down on the bottom. And then this one is just kind of taken over. I didn't get into keeping this one clipped back, so I've kind of got 2 main trunks on it. I wanted to do single stem, but didn't quite make it. So now the top part of it anyway. And as you can see, more tomatoes. More tomatoes. And then we got another plant kind of off in the back here that came up as a volunteer, which I decided to go ahead and see what I could do with. And it's covered with flowers. It's covered with tomatoes. Gonna have tomatoes here pretty soon. And it's only the first week in May. So, let you know how the corned beef and cabbage turns out. Sorry for the poor video quality, but it's the best I can do right now. Anyway, hope you all have a good summer. Do well with your gardens. Any questions or concerns, go ahead and send me a comment. Send me a question, see if I can answer it. If not, big thanks go out to MHP Gardener and Brock. You guys rock. I love it. Thanks. Talk to you soon.